In this video, we'll look at the most streamed albums in a single day on Spotify. The Carter 5 by Lil Wayne. It was released on September 28, 2018, after a very long wait because of contractual disputes between Lil Wayne and Cash Money Records. It features the hit singles Uproar and Don't Cry. The album now has 1.6 billion streams on Spotify. Evermore by Taylor Swift. It was released on December 11, 2020, as a surprise less than 5 months after her 8th studio album Folklore. It features the #1 hit single Willow. The album now has 3.3 billion streams on Spotify. Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. It was released on February 8, 2019, just 6 months after her 4th studio album Sweetener. It features hit singles like Thank You Next, 7 Rings, and Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. The album now has more than 7 billion streams on Spotify. SOS by SZA. It was released on December 9, 2022, after a 5-year wait since her last album Control. It features hit singles like Good Days, I Hate You, and Kill Bill. The album now has more than 5 billion streams on Spotify. Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone. It was released on September 6, 2019. It is Post Malone's most streamed album, with hit singles like Wow, Goodbyes, and Circles. The album now has 11.2 billion streams on Spotify. Legends Never Die by Juice WRLD. It was released on July 10, 2020, as Juice WRLD's first posthumous album. It features hit singles like Righteous, Come and Go, and Wishing Well. The album now has 5.7 billion streams on Spotify. El Último Tour del Mundo by Bad Bunny. It was released on November 27, 2020, as Bad Bunny's 3rd studio album. It features hit singles like Dakiti and La Noche de Anoche. The album now has 5.6 billion streams on Spotify. Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone. It was released on April 27, 2018, as Post Malone's 2nd studio album. It features hit singles like Rockstar, Psycho, and Better Now. The album now has 11 billion streams on Spotify. Folklore by Taylor Swift. It was released on July 24, 2020. It was a big departure in sound for Taylor as she went in the folk direction, with hit singles like Cardigan and Exile. The album now has 5.4 billion streams on Spotify. Red, Taylor's Version by Taylor Swift. It was released on November 12, 2021, as the re-recording of Taylor's 4th studio album Red. It features hit singles like All Too Well 10-Minute Version and Message in a Bottle. The album now has 3.4 billion streams on Spotify. Donda by Kanye West. It was released on August 29, 2021, as Kanye's 10th studio album. It features hit singles like Hurricane and Off the Grid. The album now has 2.4 billion streams on Spotify. Her Loss by Drake and 21 Savage. It was released on November 4, 2022, as a collaborative album by Drake and 21 Savage. It features hit singles like Rich Flex and Spin 'Bout You. The album now has 2.2 billion streams on Spotify. Harry's House by Harry Styles. It was released on May 20, 2022, as the 3rd studio album by Harry Styles. It features hit singles like As It Was and Late Night Talking. The album now has 6.1 billion streams on Spotify. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. It was released on May 13, 2022, as the 5th studio album by Kendrick Lamar. It features hit singles like N95 and Silent Hill. The album now has 1.9 billion streams on Spotify. Speak Now, Taylor's Version by Taylor Swift. It was released on July 7, 2023, as the re-recording of Taylor's 3rd studio album Speak Now. It features hit singles like I Can See You and Enchanted Taylor's Version. The album now has 740 million streams on Spotify. Utopia by Travis Scott. It was released on July 28, 2023, after a 5-year wait since his last album Astroworld. It features K-pop as its first single. The album now has 497 million streams on Spotify. Scorpion by Drake. It was released on July 29, 2018, as Drake's 5th studio album. It features hit singles like God's Plan, Nice for What, and In My Feelings. The album now has 9.2 billion streams on Spotify. Un Verano Sin Ti by Bad Bunny. It was released on May 6, 2022, as Bad Bunny's fourth studio album. It features hit singles like Titi Me Pregunto and Me Porto Bonito. It is the most streamed album on Spotify with 13.8 billion streams. Certified Lover Boy by Drake. It was released on September 3, 2021, as Drake's sixth studio album. It features hit singles like Way Too Sexy and Knife Talk. The album now has 4.1 billion streams on Spotify. Midnights by Taylor Swift. It was released on October 21, 2022, as Taylor's 10th studio album. It features hit singles like Anti-Hero, Lavender Haze, and Karma. The album now has 5.9 billion streams on Spotify.